Welcome to another one of my Canvas connection chats where I try to answer questions about art, things related to art, anything that's come across my emails. And one interesting question is, why do paintings cost as much as they do? That's a very good question, and it's also very complicated because there are a lot of factors that go into creating a painting. Just the materials themselves are expensive. A lot of the pigments that we use in painting cost quite a bit. For instance, a little tube of cobalt blue, which is a wonderful color. It's something a lot of artists use. The tube itself costs $24. So if you add up how many different colors of paint you use on your palette, it can create a lot of cost. Other colors that are expensive are the cadmium paints. And as far as we have found, the color in those particular pigments is just fantastic. And so it's hard to avoid not using them. A lot of artists do try to use other pigments, but I found I kind of have to come back to them, and they're about $20 a tube also. So just the paints alone are a lot, and you need to have an arsenal of pigments. I have quite a few that I use from time to time, even with using what I call a limited palette. Then of course there's what you're going to paint on, and if you're painting on something like linen, which I love to paint on, an example, a 16 by 20, which is what this is, and this is on a gallery wrapped linen. This canvas alone is $40. So just do the math, do the numbers, and that adds up alone. And of course then there's a place to paint, there's your brushes, and some of our brushes cost quite a bit, but our brushes are so important. There's something, we have to have, and I'm hard on brushes. I wear mine out quite a bit. Some brushes are about $8 a piece and on up, depending on what you're using. Then there is the frame, and there's a wide range of price points for a frame. But on the average, spend about $200 just to frame something like this. Then, where are you going to take it? If you take it to a gallery, galleries have a 50% usually commission on top of the artist's cost. So the artist actually gets about 50% of the retail price of that particular piece. And it depends on the gallery. And some galleries up in New York have been charging as much as a 60% commission. So all those are factored in. And then there is your experience. Your years of studying and training, all that goes into a painting. And as far as time goes, the more experience you have, usually you have a quicker start on paintings, but that doesn't always happen. For every good painting that comes out and is worthy enough to get into a show or a gallery, there are probably about 10 or 12 bad paintings that are behind that work. So this is, like I said, just a little tip of the iceberg as far as how much paintings cost and why they cost so much. And the other factor is that they're original, and they're speaking from the soul of an artist and what they see in their creation and what they're painting. Some artists do multiple copies. I do not. So the painting that you get from me is the original. I may paint that scene again, just like Monet painted those haystacks, but every scene that we paint is different. It's different every day. And they become a prized possession. That's another thing that a painting does. It lives with you, it lives in your home, and hopefully one of your children or a friend or someone else will want to have it someday to remind them of you, or remind them of a place that you have been or a place they have been. You never know. So they're kind of like a living thing. They're with us for a long, long time. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any more questions, just email me.